The engine was still running when I saw them, parked crooked, fogged windows. My brother's laugh, too loud, too careless, cut through the rain like a blade. I stood on the curb with groceries bleeding through paper, milk soaking my shoes, and watched my life misalign by inches. Her head lifted first, not my wife, worse, his fiancée. She froze when she saw me. The smile died fast. My brother followed her eyes, then mine. He didn't open the door, he didn't speak, he just stared, as if silence could negotiate mercy. I nodded once, not forgiveness, recognition. The groceries slipped, or maybe I let them fall. Eggs shattered softly. It sounded like bones cracking underwater. I turned away before they could scramble for words, before excuses learned to walk, before my face betrayed what my mind was already calculating. That night my phone lit up. Unknown number. I answered. "She's pregnant," a woman whispered, "and he doesn't want the baby." I knew the voice. She was crying. I met her the next afternoon in a cafe that smelled like burnt coffee and regret. She sat hunched, hands wrapped around nothing, eyes red but dry. Crying had exhausted her. I recognized that stage. It's where truth comes out because lies are too heavy to carry anymore. "He says it will ruin his life," she said. "He wants me to fix it." Fix it. Such a clean word for erasure. I listened. I always listen. People mistake that for kindness. It's not. It's preparation. She talked about late nights, about my brother's promises, about how he said family meant nothing to him anymore. Said it with my name still warm in his mouth. I felt something move inside me. Not pain. Alignment. "He told me you wouldn't understand," she said. I smiled faintly. That's where he miscalculated. She slid her phone across the table. Messages, voicemails, dates aligning with lies he told me. My brother had always been sloppy. He relied on charm to blur edges. I took her hand, gently. Not romance, not rescue. Acknowledgement. "You're not alone," I said, "and neither is that child." Her shoulders collapsed inward. Relief is a kind of grief. I walked out knowing one thing with absolute clarity. Blood doesn't make family. Choice does. I didn't confront him. That would have been wasteful. Instead, I observed. I pulled phone records, quietly, a favor owed from a man who hated my brother for reasons I didn't ask. I tracked timelines, money transfers, gifts he claimed were work expenses. I scheduled a prenatal appointment, paid in cash, no names. I ran numbers, assets, trusts, properties I'd kept hidden behind companies my brother never bothered to understand. He always assumed I lived smaller because I was weaker. Let him. At family dinners, I smiled, passed the salt, asked about the wedding plans, watched him sweat when I mentioned Switzerland casually like a passing thought. He laughed too hard. She stopped attending, said she was busy. He said she was emotional. I said nothing. At night, I replayed everything. The car, the rain, the way betrayal feels less like fire and more like cold water poured directly into the lungs. I drafted a will, then another. I booked a flight, one way. The party was loud. Engagement banners, champagne, laughter tuned to denial. I waited. Timing is everything. When the music dipped, I knelt, not to her, to the truth. "I will raise this child," I said, voice steady, "as my own." The room collapsed into silence. Glasses paused mid-air. Eyes darted. Her hand flew to her mouth. My brother's face drained of color so fast I thought he might faint. Instead, he stood and punched the wall behind him. Drywall crumbled. He screamed my name. I stood. "DNA test," I said quietly, handing him the envelope. "Not necessary for love, only for closure." He didn't open it. He didn't need to. He knew. The calls started 3 weeks later, Thanksgiving. My daughter-in-law, newly crowned, already cruel, screamed over the phone, "If you want to join Thanksgiving, come wash the dishes." I smiled. "Enjoy," I replied, and ended the call. That night I posted photos. The villa, Switzerland, snow curling around glass walls, silence worth millions. The phone rang, once, then again, 71 times. I didn't answer. My brother lost everything within a month. His fiancée left, the wedding funds were mine, always had been. The company's shares were verted, contracts dissolved, no shouting, no courtroom drama, just absence. He sent one message, "You ruined me." I typed back, "No, you did." Then I blocked him. I watched the child sleep sometimes, peaceful, unaware of the war that preceded his existence. I feel no rage now. Rage is inefficient. What remains is clarity. My brother exists somewhere as a lesson he refuses to learn. That's not my responsibility. I didn't win. I simply stopped losing, and that was enough.